From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And the opening kickoff. Return as that will be a touchback. Mahomes not wasting time. He'll throw. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he got low center of gravity and strength. He's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And some room to maneuver. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 29-yard line. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. He's at the 40. 20. 10. 5. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Mariota now after the fumble recovery. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. Tell you what, they're not messing around. You get the quick touchdown, and then you go for 2 to go up 8-0 here on the road.
In a sense, they hit them with a big shot right away. You don't throw a jab after you throw the haymaker, right? Go ahead and go for 2. They did. They're in control.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Mahomes now on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play now, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch called for and taken here, and that'll set up his guys in great field position. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Mariota on first down. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with second and a couple. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And some room to work. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So that run there, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Edwards-Helaire is in. Touchdown, Chiefs. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
A good hold in these right conditions. The play after is up and good. And this is now a 1-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A second down throw here for Mariota. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Fourth down, Mariota. That'll be caught downfield by Bird. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And that is incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
This pass is caught by London. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's a gain of 35. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. A credit to tackle to Ron Thornhill. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Play action now. Mariota. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. And Mahomes is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. This is taken around the 12. First and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 26. Following the interception here, Mariota. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the side. That's on multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Okay, you know my biases are going to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Throw left side, there's London. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Now Mariota on 4th down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 27, Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. It's Kelsey on the ground. Touchdown! Travis Kelsey, 27 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
An extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Charles, we'll see how this offense responds. Remember the last time they were out, they went for it on 4th down, did not get it, and that led to a touchdown on the other side. So they need a response here.
They certainly do, and I just have a question for you. You think that was a gut feel, or was that analytics that came into play there deciding to go for it on 4th down?
That felt like gut to me. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely, because the way it backfired, where they are in the game, all those things, that didn't feel like an analytics call. That certainly felt like, hey, I felt we can get this right now. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for them.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down, a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. To throw is Mariota. Into the hands of Bird over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down throw for Mariota. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And he'll go out of bounds. It looks like right at the 4. The offense on 3rd down now, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Now Mariota.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Throwing is Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mariota to throw it. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Throwing, Mariota. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bird.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14.
From the red zone now, Mariota. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
picked up by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, the end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
He could only get a yard after all that. It's second down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Finding space at the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Mahomes now on first down.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up first and 10 at their own 42. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Final play of the half here, Mariota. And now here is another interception. It's Joshua Williams with a pick, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
First and 10, it's Patterson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold on a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
He'll drop to throw.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this. Back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. 2nd and 2. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
So it's 3rd and goal now. This is where the KC crowd can make it very tough.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 40. The 20. 10. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So what a turn of events there. You're driving to take the lead in this third quarter, but then one mistake, and you're watching the ball being returned for a touchdown.
Certainly a great example of how focus has to be there on every play, doesn't it, partner? You can't get complacent, and I think that he did. He's got him moving downfield, but that's a play where he just shouldn't have thrown the football, and that ultimately could wind up costing him the ball game.
Butker on for the PAT. It's good, and it's 21-10. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where...
Well, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked up by Nick Bolton.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 107 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Right back to Edwards-Helaire on first down. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. So that'll bring up second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this will remain an 11-point spread.
And I think there on the left hash mark, he's just aiming down the middle and hoping to hit it true. But this ball started right and start working away from him, and it's going to wind up wide of the mark.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat when he's taken down right after.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Right back to Pitts again.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
They'll try and throw for it here.
Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
2nd and 9. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. 131 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
The Chiefs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Now Edwards-Helaire.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
Butker's kick here is good, and they will extend their lead even further.
So maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Here's Edwards-Helaire.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
You can do it, baby. One more time.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Mahomes going to throw it here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes.
Oh, the out route, he finds Hardman. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. But probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter. But second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you have a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you said baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to say him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right?
shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Denver Broncos and the Atlanta Falcons. To get us started, and we are underway from Atlanta. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Quickly to the air is Wilson. And going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a first and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
Wow, just one snap big partner in the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
One more time with Patterson.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Cordell Patterson, a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Falcons use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Mariota will look to throw. That's caught. And it's very quickly 8-0. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They're trying to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
A little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is 1 play from stalling out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Falcons will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons.
CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern a little bit. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson.
Open man Hamler, that's complete.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection, maybe that'll get a go.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Finding room at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
2 yards they lost, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Truly all around great effort against the pass today. First interception, now getting to the quarterback for the first time in this contest. I think offensively, they just forgot to prepare for him or something overlooked him and getting ready for this one. Either way, a big mistake, and he's making them pay for it.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Operating from the gun, Wilson.
That's complete. It's Okuebu now. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Wilson.
Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he will be out of bounds, well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively.
The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On third down, Mariota. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Mariota to throw for it on fourth. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he is going to lose yardage here. That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's Wilson. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
They go play action with Wilson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
Now, I wonder what was going through his mind because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Cordero Patterson. Touchdown, Falcons. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. One play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Wilson's throw there, complete to Hamler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Pass complete to Judy on the out route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Wilson. Just get rid of it.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Again, Wilson. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives. Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense has other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
A line of scrimmage once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the second quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. We welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the...
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that cuts this lead down to 13. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
And that is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Throwing is Mariota. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Fourth down, Mariota. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Mariota going to run on the option. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Here's Mariota. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. Short completion, just 4 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll go option to the short side. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. Now Mariota. Throw left side complete. That's Patterson.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
10 more yards.
On second down, here's the option. On the move past the 40.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. From the 30 on second down, Mariota. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. They'll try to run with Patterson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
so that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick six.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense. Delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. The last time everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick six. And now they've got to come right back out here, Charles, and try to pick up the pieces and get things going again.
Yeah, it certainly seems dire, doesn't it? But there is a silver lining, and it is hard to see so soon after that touchdown. But the game plan was definitely working. They were generating offense, had the ball beyond midfield, getting wins on each down against the defense. So they're moving it well. They just have to hang on to it.
Yeah, as you said, though, probably tough to remember those good things on that last drive when it ended like it did.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mariota under pressure, and they got to him again.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a 3rd and long.
Looking to throw. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time it yields a safety.
An absolutely dominating series from that pass rush to record the safety. 3 sacks in a row shouldn't be possible against an NFL offensive line. But there they are, dropping him on 3 straight reps, the last of which came in the end zone for 2 points. And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth quarter lead.
Now a 2nd down and 6.
Here's Wilson.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short in that 4th quarter.
Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. On 3rd down, Wilson finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Oh, they had a good chance to get off the field defensively there. If they could just wrap up, it's going to be a 4th down. But instead, they can't get him on the deck, and he allows them to pick up the 1st down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he has to get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Throwing again here, Wilson.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 16. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
That's going to be caught by Judy. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
Albert Okuwebunam, the intended target.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on third. Here's Wilson. Throw right side, complete to Williams. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Not good. They didn't move the football an inch, and precious time ticking off the clock. Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Richie Graham.
He's at the 40, 20, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
We're part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick six on the other side, and now they get a pick six of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for six. How about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick six from earlier in this game?
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll go to work with a little momentum following the free kick, 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the fitter.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing is Wilson. Able to find Judy, and they will get the conversion on 3rd down, but the clock, a more pressing factor. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game.
So a win here for the Falcons, and it was a veteran, Marcus Mariota, who we both thought really played well.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.